Rally racing is one of the most extreme and punishing motorsports to ever exist. It takes a ton of driver skill, endurance, and straight up guts to get behind the wheel and go into the unknown. And man, do I love watching it. The guys over at Codemasters were kind enough to give me access to the game early to let me try out Dirt Rally 2.0, which has the end goal of being the ultimate rally simulation on the market to let you try your hand at rally racing in the most pure and true form. They wanted to mirror the real-world thrill of off-road racing and old vehicles to the most modern rally cars. So let me get into the details of what I truly enjoyed about playing Dirt Rally 2.0. First, I'll start off with how user-friendly and the vast potential the game gives you. You open the first menu, you can scroll through all the different options, the difficulty, and much more. The game actually has this meter system to where you can add or subtract how much traction control and things of that nature you want to apply to your car. This will actually help your learning curve in this game. You also have a ton of transmission options as well, everything from automatic, semi-automatic, manual sequential, manual H pattern, and manual H pattern with clutch. You can create your own championship, play each other online with up to 8 players, and attempt to smash the leaderboards against your friends. You can try out over 50 vehicles in the game that you can customize and tune to your liking, even down to the tire compound softness. But most stages are long, difficult, and will test your reflexes unlike any other sim I've ever played. This game is extremely intense, going through the trees of New England or going over the bumps of Argentina. It's everywhere from New Zealand, Argentina, Spain, Poland, and the United States. The terrain changes will really throw you off guard, and you will have to readjust for dirt, mud, gravel, asphalt, and changing weather conditions, and even getting used to your new tuning setup on your ride. The learning curve of this game is not for the lazy. It will take some time to get really used to being the rally champ you actually want to be. The weather system is pretty phenomenal, and when I say you feel a huge difference in terrain feel and in the mud, it is absolutely no joke. You also have various career modes, such as the historic mode, where you hop in cars like Lancias, Mini Coopers, and many more cars that made a huge staple in rally. The Audi Quattro with its 5 cylinders screams at the top of the RPMs while you try to keep yourself from flying off the trail.
Opens 30, for left long, opens 50.
The Group B section of the game really reminds you just how dangerous this racing was of this era. The sound design of the game is actually pretty satisfying, with all of the rally cars making its signature anti-lag during launch control and holding RPM. In fact, the sound is pretty accurate. Here's a clip of when I rode with Kim Block in his rally car versus the rally card sound design in the game.
Go.
Whether you're playing on a simulator or a controller, this game has a ton of camera angles to choose from. From on the bumper, the simulator view with just the dash, the behind the wheel cockpit style, from the hood, and third person. One of my favorite modes in the game is Rallycross, where you go from a traditional racetrack to dirt, gravel, jumps, or other terrains that really test your overall skill in a very intense short amount of time. The races are intense with short laps and even include the real-life Joker lap system. A Joker lap is a longer route you are required to take during the race. The Joker lap is something in order to mix things up and keep the pace of the race close. You always have to keep in mind when it's going to be the most beneficial to save your Joker lap for the beginning of the race or the end of the race for that last dash. The stages I'd like to add for traditional rally are vastly different. The one in New England, for example, has lush fall leaves, but it's very muddy. while Argentina is considered the hardest course in the game, and it's very narrow and rough with cliff sides surrounding you and bumps everywhere you drive across.
Jump maybe into 6 left, 30. Slow 4 left into unseen 1
It took
right.
me forever to try and master the Argentina course. Speaking of mastering something, they've actually also added cross karts to the game. They're super light vehicles with high revving engines that are just ridiculously hard to master with the high intensity and tricky handling. Once you get the hang of it, they are a ton of fun to drive. With all the career modes and the historic modes, one of my favorite modes is just free play, to experiment and drive all the different cars, drive all the different tracks at any liking at any moment. It's fun to just go through each time period in free play and see how they had advanced over time. From the front-wheel drive slowpokes to Group B monsters like the RS200 to the modern Subaru WRX, which is such a treat to see how far we have come in motorsport, but also to appreciate the past and enjoy the sound of the old days.
5 right into 4 left long. Caution tightens over bridge.
Listening to the front-wheel drive Lancia go over the bumps of Argentina was incredibly satisfying.
Jumps. Slow 2 right tightens. Open 6 long. Tightens
And then
4.
ripping through the dirt in a different Lancia with a different engine setup is also just as satisfying.
Open hairpin left. Don't cut, open hairpin left.
When you're going down a rally trail in this game, it is just like the real thing. We're going as fast as you can with being careful, being not too touchy with the e-brake, making sure you're in the right gear, making sure you don't floor it at the wrong time. You really do feel the difference in traction when you are half throttle, no throttle, full throttle. All this stuff adds up, along with the help of the co-driver. The co-driver you need to listen to, just how intense that next turn or next jump is going to be, and if you can do the right prediction or prepare yourself just right, you're gonna get through just fine. Or if you don't, you're gonna hit a rock and spin out, and that's not fun. To somebody that has never really experienced rally or really doesn't know anything about it, Dirt Rally 2.0 is a great way to learn a lot about how rally works, the history of it, and also just how dangerous this sport is from one mistake too far. This is the real deal, and it's one heck of a journey to master in Dirt Rally 2.0. So in conclusion, this game is satisfying to master. It has a great setup for simulator or controllers, and it is a test of your ability and your reaction time. This is a game of practice and a long marathon. It is not a game of sprint. Huge thanks to Codemasters for sponsoring me and giving me early access to Dirt Rally 2.0. I had a fantastic time driving in the game, and if you want to check it out, link in the description below. Also, definitely take a look in the description to enter the sweepstakes brought to you by Deep Silver and Thrustmaster. If you win the sweepstakes, you earn everything you'd ever wanted for a simulator by Thrustmaster and also Dirt Rally 2.0 itself. Thank you guys so much for watching this. I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, and I will see you guys next time. Have a wonderful day.